Alrighty then. So completely completed E-class rivals. Um, I'm gonna go through and just state my positions and gonna talk about some things that I've mentioned in several different videos, but not really are together in one place. So if you can't tune a car or you're not very good at it, I recommend two things. I recommend you get Forza Tune Pro. It's only $5. It'll give you pretty solid basics. Uh, they do need to be improved upon, and there's ways that you can tell the system how to improve upon it after it gives you a regular bass tune. And that is pretty good. Even Forza Tune regular will help you out quite a bit. Forza Tune Pro just gives you the gearing as well, which you can kind of go without because if 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 you know how to tune on this game, you know that really in almost every car you want 6.1. Um, you want 6.1 because of the acceleration node, and you can really hit um, max speeds with individual gear tuning. So I didn't do too bad here. Top 100 on two of them, top 50 on one of them. Um, if you find yourself trying to match the tunes that you download, um, it can take a long time. I spent roughly 8 hours making a tune for the 550 that had everything as the car I've been using with the E300 Veritune, and would be able to jump off the line. And the conclusion that I came to is you can't have them both. You can't have both the ability to jump off the line really well and keep yourself and close to the position where you started off, and have the type of gearbox tune that allows you to post, we'll say, that allows you to post Eagle Rock, something like this. Um, so the tune that I made for the 550 was, wow, I did that bad on Grand Oak. Oh my God. The tune that I made for the 550 was 2 seconds slower than the tune that I've been using for all these maps. And it has race tires. I managed to get race tires on it, and it's still 2 seconds slower on a lap than the car that I used here. Um, but it jumps off the line great and is able to really keep you in the front. Usually that's enough to keep your spot and not lose a bunch of spots. Because the car that I was using for all these time setters, as you saw at the beginning of each video, was abysmal off the line. When I use it in races, I probably lose about 7 to 8 spots right in the beginning, which I quickly earn back. But it's really not ideal if you want to be super competitive racing lobbies, especially in E-Class. People are kind of vicious in E-Class racing. Um, so the tune that I used had street tires, and we were able to, wow, 830. Oh yeah, it's an oval. I'm surprised I didn't do better here. Um, and it's able to post a lot of top 50s. I was even able to get into some top 25s. So you don't need race tires necessarily. Um, in the wheel, having a wheel, you can pretty much take whatever your car's handling is and add another zero point 0.4 or zero point 0.5 to it that's invisible, which is nice, which is very nice. It doesn't, it's a little misleading, but outside of that, you know, you can't. You can take a car with 2.4 handling, like the Miata tune that kept beating me on a couple different tracks. You can take that car and race it like a 3.2, and it's not bad. The only way, the only situation this is not true in is with the Mustang on this Le Mans. If I were able to race it or even drive it, which I'm not with a steering wheel, I would have been able to post way higher here. Um, so I pretty much just have to take that and kind of take that in stride, and I probably won't be able to post a good Le Mans on D class either. Lime Rock Park, you know, I suck at it. So, but if you can't tune and you want to be able to post good times, what you want to do is you want to come to the leaderboard and go down. Nope, nope, nope. Usually a lot of these top fives, top tens won't have the availability for you to steal their tune, but FMR Andy here has a public tune that you can take. I'm going to assume that it's E300 full aero because most of them are. Um, it's just a super popular tune. And what that goes to tell you is that this FMR Andy probably has the same tune on his P550 as um, we'll say this guy. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Where's the mouse? As this guy. So it's not just the tune. Does need to be quite a bit of driver skill involved. Um, so, but the tune, if you don't have a good tune on your car, don't even consider the top 200 because you're probably not going to get there. And that's what I figured out, and I'm probably going to figure out when I start D class, which I have an amazing 550 in. It's kind of like the one that I was using here, where it has more top speed and not more acceleration, but it does have more acceleration than your standard full aero D class 550. But yeah, just go down through here. If you see a different car in the top and you want to use that, make sure you steal the tune. There's no shame in it. It's completely fine. Um, but usually, if you want to set a good time, there's a couple things you need to do, and you need to have a meta car, which is in this case the 550, and you need to have a good tune for that car. Because if you don't even consider coming anywhere near the top. Um, so Didn't do great on Maple Valley. Why are we at Maple Valley? Oh, okay. Um, there's room for improvement everywhere. Again, slower is faster. If you feel like you're pushing your wheels too hard, you probably are, and you want to slow down just a little bit. That'll be enough for you to be able to hold that traction. That'll allow you to be in the top 50. What's another thing that I said? Um, Slower is faster. You wanna, if you have a line on, you want to use or especially the braking line, you want to use the braking line as an indicator of when to brake. Because if you don't use the line, the hardest part about not using the line is braking and setting a good braking point for each of your situations, or each turn, or each track. Um, so braking line, what else? Also, you want exit speed over entrance speed. That doesn't mean sacrifice complete entry speed for full exit speed. You just want to make sure that you're fully braked for the situation at hand and you come out on the other side, even if you'll come out with more acceleration if you go a gear lower. You'll come out with more acceleration than the other guy who dived in. That's a point that you want to make sure you're taking care of. Gotta go all the way back to the start. On these longer tracks, you want to be more safe than risky. Because if you can't post a clean lap, then you're not going to get a lap in the top. You do, if you're uncertain of certain areas of where you should brake or shouldn't brake, test it out. It's not like Forza 4 where you could do sprints and do certain parts of Nürburgring over and over again to hone your skills. I know that sucks. We really had it good back then in Forza Motorsport 4. um, but, you know, when it comes to getting good at something like Nordschleife, you've really just got to spend time on it. Lots of time. The bigger the track, the more time you're going to have to spend, and that should go without saying. Nordschleife, in particular, allows for pretty high speeds for most of it. There's a couple really low speed turns, but outside of that, you want a car that's good at passing people in sixth gear. Um, Even though you only use sixth gear like two or three times in the whole race, you still want something that can pass people in sixth gear, um, which isn't easy to do in E-Class because a lot of these cars have 1.0 speed, and 1.0 speed usually means you're maxing out between 100 and 115. The 550 I have and have been using, as you saw, hits 126, which is a little broken, but that's just the way that car is. Um, you got to take it up with the devs at that point, which allows you to even use it for something like Road America. Road America is a um, high speed track. You can really do well with something like the Porsche that I was using that only has like 3.6 handling, but in sixth gear, it really does the push and allows you to finish on people when the time comes. So really, It's pretty simple. Again, get Forza Tune, get the Pro. If you're having any trouble with gearing, um, I was surprised I did get that good on Sebring Short because I'd never passed 120 before. But these guys up here like Schumacher, Percy, um, where's Hyrail? Hyrail didn't actually do that good on this one. Eden 2 is good. This Canteen guy, as much as he pisses me off, he's good. They all probably have their own special tunes. So Forza Tune will allow you to get the basics of tuning. And there's a meta tuning guide that if you type in YouTube, Forza Motorsport how to meta tune, if you mix the results from your Forza Tune Pro with the information given in the MetaTune video and kind of fuse it to equal one tune, um, you'll be pretty well off. Because something they don't tell you is that all the MetaTunes have 40 anti-roll bars. 40 anti-roll bars is kind of essential all the way through the entire game. And no one gives out that information. Only if you, well, a couple people do, but not many. It's something you kind of got to learn from either watching other people. It's the same thing with a 6.1 final drive. You really, it's something you need. Maybe you can go, wow, it's only top 9%, but I didn't think I did that well there. Did terrible. Absolutely terrible. Um, what else is there? What else is there? Through S's, keep your speed down. Keep it in a simple gear that'll allow you to push through them. And always for C hairpins, always make sure you get down to your hairpin gear. Don't try and flub it by staying a gear up and trying to carry extra speed through. Usually not going to happen. And you're going to be quicker coming out of the turn at a lower gear. So that's why you saw me go down to 1 on almost all these Virginia um, tracks. By the way, which I will be getting number 1 back on this and this. It's just going to take some time. Probably going to listen to some metal and do it off recording because I know probably one of the annoying parts of my videos is that I'm always skipping lap. Um, I thought about doing stuff live, but if I do that, it's only going to be featured races. And even that gets old pretty quick because they do the same track. They do like six or seven tracks per week. And it's like the same 6 or 7 tracks over and over and over. And it's just not. It becomes super boring at that point, very repetitious. Unless you get someone in the race that you can actually kind of challenge yourself with, which for me, that's why I use the E300 Ver tune and featured multiplayer because dropping back 7 or 8 positions, or even as close as 10 positions, and letting the chaos ensue in front of you is always a good strategy. I know of people who play this game that just drop all the way back at the beginning of a race just to not have to deal with it. It's very being inside that chaos. unless the two ideal situations in a featured multiplayer race are you either drop all the way to the back and race through, which really cuts your ability to get first place at the end, or you have a great jump off the line car and you're able to stay in first or second while all the shit goes down behind you. And that those are the two really situations that you want to be in while you're racing online. Especially when you can post times like this on the car, and you're not going to come across many top 50 racers in a featured lobby. Um, so that's about it. Now we go to D class, where I haven't tested yet how it's going to go. I think I should do a couple test laps on different tracks to see if this is even a top 50 car. Um, the 550 is still a major top 50 car. Um, again, go to leaderboard, check everyone. Hopefully we see some different names as well in D class, because the there we'll oh no, that's a Mazda. I don't want a frickin' Mazda. I don't want a Mazda. I don't want a Mazda. Um, don't want a Mazda. A lot of Mazdas in D class up top, so that's a little worrying. There we go. The highest we could get for a tune was 29th, 23rd place, which is okay. They're still at the top, still doing 2 seconds better than I am. Um, I doubt I'm going to be able to put an extra 2 seconds on this, but we'll see once we get started with the time trialing for D class. But you guys take it easy. Hopefully you watch this whole thing, because there is some good stuff in here, and I'm going to start D class.